Okay. Greetings and hello, you wonderful gamers out there. I am Jeff the Christian Gamer, just trying to get my sound levels and such together, oh my, for this live stream and making sure everybody can actually see it. Let's see. All right. See if I'm checking now to see if my live stream is up. It looks like it's up. Stream options. Okay. Okay. Enable live chat. Okay, got that together. Okay, now. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right. So it does look like we are up and running. What I'm going to go ahead and do here while we're waiting for the Splatfest to start, well, for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to be verifying my sound levels and making sure I can be seen. And then we'll go ahead and move into some Nintendo gaming news brought to you by Jeff the Christian Gamer. So give me a moment here. I'm going to confirm my sound levels, double check and see if a friend of mine can see me online, and we'll get going. Okay, this is sound check number 2. I should really put these Joy-Cons somewhere else. There we go. Sound test number 2, making sure that I am not only visible, but now hearable. I'm going to go check with my partner up there, my partner in crime, my partner in life, see if she is getting my levels properly. So, yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so we are going to officially start. It is now 3:15 my time. I don't know what it is for you guys, but it's probably something 15. At any rate, what I'll go ahead and do is talk about a few of the news stories that interested me recently. I generally keep my ear to the ground with all Nintendo news, so yeah, this is more or less a sort of, I guess you could say, a sort of a recap of the stuff that I've been looking at and listening to this week. Let's see here. Alright, so I'm probably not nearly as proficient as actual newsgoers on YouTube, so I will do my best not to bore you. Let's go ahead and do my customary Nintendo search. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, they were talking about the Splatoon 2 demo Splatfest that's coming up in the very near future here. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, so there was this news story just recently that I read about how Bandai Namco was considering bringing Fighter Z, Dragon Ball Fighter Z to the Switch, but they it's kind of confusing because it seems like they're wanting us to purchase Xenoverse 2 to gauge our interest in the Dragon Ball Fighter Z game. Um, I had a few problems with that personally. Uh, First of all, the fact that I am not even remotely interested in Xenoverse 2. Like, when I saw Dragon Ball Fighter Z, the E3 presentation for Dragon Ball Fighter Z, I was actually elated, man. Like, it looked like a real, legit fighting game uh, for the Switch. And, well, besides ARMS. Excuse me. Besides ARMS. And I was really interested in getting it. Xenoverse 2, I mean, it's a cool sort of RPG element. You play through the Dragon Ball franchise and meet all sorts of interesting characters that you've already met in the show and all of that nature. It feels more like an RPG with some fighting elements in it than an actual fighting game. But I have no interest in the Xenoverse series. So as a person that absolutely loved the look of Dragon Ball Fighter Z and am not interested in Xenoverse 2, I know for a fact that I'm not going to be a person helping make the case for Dragon Ball Fighter Z to come to the Switch. And that's sad because I would really like to see it. I think a smarter move for Namco, Bandai Namco, would be to circulate a poll or ask Twitter or something like that, hey guys, how interested are you in seeing this game on the Switch? And gauge people's response. Maybe do a survey or something like that. I'm sure the news outlets would get a hold of it and they would say, "Oh my goodness, yes," and spread it around and let people know, "Hey, if you want Xenoverse to come onto the Switch, then you want to answer in this survey," and the word would get around easier. The people that are in my boat that aren't interested in Xenoverse 2 would actually have a much easier time convincing them that the game needs to come. And yeah, I mean, I don't see any negative there. I don't see why they would want to gauge the success of a fighting game, a pure fighting game, on a game that's more RPG than fighting. Yes, it has the same characters. Yes, it may have the same sort of feel to it from an aesthetic standpoint, but it doesn't have the pure fighter elements that I would be looking for personally as a Dragon Ball Z fan. So I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. I don't see how that's going to go. Like, I think there's smarter ways to do it, but I'm not going to be that guy that says, hey, there's only one way to do this, and I think it's the way that I want to do it because I'm the person that is part of the potential minority. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, hey, if it were me, I would do it like this, and that's how we're going to leave it. But yeah, uh, yeah. So Switch prices are climbing in Japan. Well, just about everywhere, but anywhere where you can get a Switch online is asking a pretty hefty price. But even the retail price of the Switch in some stores is jumping to like $415. Uh, you know, and up. Like that's the smaller number here. So as Switch is more rare, people are starting to kind of gouge the price for it, which is really sad because the interest in the system, that's the first way you get it to wane is to gouge people for prices and things of that nature. Not to say that the Switch is dying in interest in any sort of respect, but yeah, it's not going to help the case of the Nintendo Switch to a family who doesn't have necessarily a lot of money to play around with to say, hey, instead of buying a $299 system, I'm going to buy a $400 system. It just sorry, $300 system as opposed to a $400 system. You get what I'm saying. The point is, you're asking an extra $100 for what? Like just for a system because it's rare. Um, which brings me up to the next article that I saw. Essentially, they are talking about the fact that the PS4 is outselling the Switch in Japan. Um, for the second consecutive week now, Sony has outsold the Switch with their PS4 system. Um, a lot of people are saying that this is probably because of the inability for Nintendo to produce enough Switches to meet demand. Not to say that the system's interest has waned. Again, nobody is saying that the Switch is going out of style or whatever. Everybody still wants one. Not everybody. Most people still want one, and the people that want one can't find one because they're always out of stock. Now it's getting to the point where Sony can produce more systems than what they can, and so they're ending up selling more than what Nintendo can because people are probably walking into a GameStop or a Babbage's or whatever, game store that they have in their local area, and they're saying, hey, I want a Switch. And the guy that's in there, because they want to make a sale, they're saying, well, we don't have a Switch, but we do have the PlayStation 4. And, of course, they're going to say, hey, PlayStation 4, it has better graphics. Maybe I'll enjoy this better. Or maybe it's got a beefier controller or something that looks less unconventional, that makes me want to go ahead and pick that up instead of the Switch. Of course, there are always going to be those diehards that are going to go out and pick it up or try day after day to get it. And those people I honestly applaud because I don't personally have the patience, which is why I pre-ordered mine day one. But yeah, it's going to be, like, it's not a problem yet necessarily, but it can become a problem if Nintendo really can't ramp up that supply to meet the demand. There's supply chain problems going on in there. People that are using similar components in their handhelds or their smartphones and whatever are cutting into the market that Switch is part of now, or rather part of as far as their buying power. Nintendo's buying power is not going to be on the same level as Samsung. It's just just the truth. When it comes to processors and things like that, Samsung is going to say, hey, I need 100 million processors, and the people that are producing them are going to say, hey, that's a higher priority than the 10 million that Nintendo is looking to sell by the end of the year. Now, that's not to say that over the long run, Nintendo can't sell enough to convince them to put them higher on the priority list, but for now, Nintendo is in a very precarious position where they can't find the pieces that they need to put their systems together fast enough. So, yeah, that's the thing. Let me see. Let's go ahead and search these bad boys by date, because that's how I generally look at them, and it would probably be easier for me to find what I'm looking for here. Oh, another big deal that's going on right now are people coming to the defense of and trying to keep production of the 3DS going, the standard 3DS going, because the 3DS as it exists right now is being discontinued. in lieu of the new 3DS and the new 2DS, the XL versions of those. Those are just selling better to the point where Nintendo was like, we could probably go without the 3DS and still be just fine. So the standard 3DS is coming to an end, while the 3DS XL, the new 3DS XL, the new 2DS XL, and many of the other newer 3DS iterations are staying in production. So yeah, that was the thing. I thought it was interesting only because the fact that they're confident enough to end production of the original 3DS means that the new 3DS is probably selling well enough for them to say, that's it's nice. It had a good run, so let's go ahead and retire it and let the newer systems take its place. So I like the fact that they're gaining more confidence in their products as they go forward, because people are responding to their marketing and they're actually picking up their consoles. Speaking of new consoles, the SNES Mini, which is another iteration of the old school consoles that Nintendo's bringing back. Speaking previously about the NES Classic, the SNES Classic is going to be apparently just as big of a hit as the NES Classic, because they're already sold out pretty much everywhere that you can pre-order them. They are completely and utterly gone. So much so that I'm thinking that there's some people that are actually saying, hey, we've sold through the life cycle of what we think we're going to get for these, so they're not even taking the idea of taking pre-orders at this point. So yeah, I mean, it's getting real. People that are looking for the SNES Classic, you may be out of luck depending on whether or not you can find one in another country that hasn't released the pre-orders yet. If there are any, yeah, you're gonna be SOL if you don't get on that pretty quick. Yeah, man, it's a crazy time for Nintendo. There's a lot of stuff happening, a lot of good stuff happening, or well, at least mostly good stuff happening. There are one or two negative articles that I saw with respect to the 3DS going down, like going out of production. The old 3DS, not the new one, going out of production. A lot of people are still kind of salty, and they're trying. There's actually a petition online right now to try and get that bad boy back in production. There's actually, speaking of petitions, there was another story. That was a good segue. I like that one. There was another story that I saw about a Minecraft add-on. There was a Minecraft add-on. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head because I can't find the article at this moment. But there was an add-on to Minecraft that featured Pokemon characters. You could go out and basically play a Pokemon game in Minecraft. Somebody did some very heavy programming, some new sprites and things like that. Somebody did some serious work. Essentially, what's happened is the Pokemon company caught wind of this and said, "Hey guys, take that down." And so the company that produced the mod, the Minecraft mod, said, "Okay, yeah, we're going to take this down." And so, of course, there are fans of this mod that were so adamant that they wanted to start a petition, hence the segue, start a petition with regards to how they want the game to stay around. So yeah, it's a lot going on in the Nintendo world. There's something like 3,000 signatures on the petition so far. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm changing my basic info because I forgot to change it. Okay. Sorry to come to such an abrupt stop here. I'm trying to make sure that everybody knows that I am currently live. All right. Da, da, da. Okay, okay. All right, well, if you're following my Twitter, I just threw up a link for the live stream so you guys can see it and know that it's there. All right, back to news stuff. So yeah, that was an interesting thing. The survey, sorry, the petition to get that mod going again. I don't know how much it will actually help, but yeah, I mean it's worthwhile to see Nintendo fans trying to make sure that independent efforts are recognized and not necessarily squashed. But yeah, it's definitely some copywritten stuff in there. Like I saw just a picture of the mod, and I said to myself, "Oh, this is gonna get canceled. Somebody gonna shut this down." And sure enough, it was shut down. It took a little longer than I figured it would, but yeah, they shut that bad boy down. So anyway, yeah, it's uh it's a interesting state of affairs there at Nintendo. Them trying to make sure that their IP is protected, or the Pokemon Company is making sure that their IP is protected, etc., etc. Yeah, man. Let's see, anything else that was interesting? Oh yeah. Okay, so here's something. I've heard grumblings, generally speaking, of people being upset that um, that the Switch is getting so many ports from the Wii U, um, so many updated ports and all that kind of stuff. And there was an article that was written by this guy who basically said, "Hey guys, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong with these ports coming to the Switch, especially considering." Uh, from that point on, he basically said, "Hey, it's not such a bad thing," and he went on to outline several different reasons, and one of them that I pseudo agreed with and kind of had a counterpoint to was that, hey, the install base for the Wii U was scarce. I'm not gonna retort that. It is definitely a fact that the 13 million people that brought a Wii U were definitely in the minority of the people buying consoles out there. Um, he he basically asserted that as a result of there being so few people that bought the Wii U, then the Switch would it would be a necessity for the Switch to have those great games, because it's a waste of time and effort to put those great games on a system that's got such a small install base, and it's just a travesty. And I agree with that. Um, I agree with the fact that it's a travesty to let these games just sour on a previous console. But as a person who bought a Wii U, I already have these games. So to me, I don't really have much incentive to go out and buy these games all over again. That said, I did go out and buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So yeah, there's only so much to that argument that actually has much of a merit, in my opinion, as far as what I'm saying about, hey, I bought a Wii U. Because there's very few people that bought it, and even those people like myself that did buy a Wii U still ended up going out and buying Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think right now Nintendo's doing a good enough job of making sure that the value is worth what you're getting. So yeah, I'm gonna go up to this billboard here and make sure that I'm not missing something. Biggs the cat. Hello, Biggs. Can I talk to him? Oh, okay. And I'm just rolling up here to make sure I'm not missing something. Okay. Just making absolutely certain. For my region, for the mountain region, it's supposed to start at 4 o'clock. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something or that I had misinterpreted the time zones, because I have done that in the past, and that was very sad. Anywho, let's see here. Convenient. But yeah, oh, my boy here, Ink News, is asking a good question. Why no ice cream cake? Well, because that would defeat the purpose of Splatfest, guy. Come on. Go cake. Yes, I am also a cake person. Apparently the cake people are in the minority, which is another fun news story. Nintendo basically posted on Twitter that there was something like 70% of people in their company that were team ice cream, and then there was like 20% of people in their company that were team cake. Yeah, I'm also team cake, so I'm part of that 20%. If I were a Nintendo employee, I'm pretty sure the stats are going to stack up about the same way for pretty much everybody. But if you're wondering why I decided to go cake, it's because I actually like cake better. Um, Ice cream is a wonderful thing. It can be the joy of my soul on a warm day in the summer, but there's nothing like a happy birthday to you song with a cake lit aglow with dozens of candles that you have to blow out and make a wish on. Just nothing like it. Good feeling. Anyway, let's see if I can find anything else that I thought was an interesting news story to discuss. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, there's been several games that have been announced for the Switch recently. Something like 6 or 7, and most of them are indie games. I like the fact that they're keeping up with their promise to give us a steady stream of games for the rest of the year. Heck, I would love to see a steady stream of games for the rest of the time that the Switch is out, which would only mean that I wouldn't be playing a lot of them because I can only really play through something like 5 or 6 games a year. Yeah, yeah, I just can't play through that many. But it's good that people that do have more time have more options, and it's great for the install base because people would be more inclined to go out and grab a Switch when you have Call of Duty or whatever on the go. Not to say that that's coming out. Don't get me wrong now, because that could start a rumor. Don't want to start rumors. Yeah, you have a bunch of great games that you could take anywhere with you, then that would be a more appealing option, in my opinion at least, than a console that is stuck at your house that you can't really move anywhere easily. So yeah, as more games come out, more people will see the light of the Switch and how awesome it is, and just kind of be all about getting it. So yeah, I can appreciate that. Many more people will appreciate that, and the fact that they're keeping their promise. Nintendo is great for keeping promises, but they've also broken a few that were kind of crucial. So I'm glad to see that they're keeping up with this one. I'm glad to see that they're starting to produce more stock, more Switches. They're supposed to be ramping up from the November time frame up into Christmas time frame, up to the end of the year, up to the beginning of the year. They're supposed to have a lot more Switches out. Hopefully they can keep up with that promise as well, and then go ahead and sell through their goal of 10 million by the end of the year. So yeah. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Looking for articles. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, here's the article. It says 10 Switch exclusives that you need to know about. Uh, hmm. Yeah, they basically talked about quite a few different games that are coming out not only this year but next year. Starting from the top, of course, Splatoon 2 and etc. There's a Yoshi game coming out, and I mean, this is all stuff that you watched in the E3 presentation, the Kirby and Metroid and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they're just making sure that you know, hey, there are games coming out, and there are great games, and you need to be ready for them because they're coming out soon, especially with Splatoon coming out in a very short amount of time, couple of weeks here. Yeah, there's some other stuff that you might want to know about to be ready for, to enjoy when they come out. There's a bunch of good indie games. There was a article about indie games that ended up being pretty darn epic. Some of the games I actually wanted to play, but again, my lack of time as of late uh, makes that pretty much impossible. Um, I'll keep to my 4 to 5 games per year, maybe 6 games if I'm getting froggy, if I beat one really fast, or if there's one with a short storyline or something like that, then I'll go for another one. But yeah, as you guys know, my Xenoblade series has been going on for quite some time, 2 years plus, and yeah, that's a hassle and undertaking. Wait, no, we're about to come up on 2 years. My bad. So we're about to come up on 2 years for my Xenoblade series, and I'm a little over halfway done with it. So yeah, you can imagine. Speaking of which, a little update on that. I cannot get my Wii U controller to charge right now, which is bad because, of course, you can't play the game, or rather, turn the system on, at least not very easily, with the Wii U controller, that the standard controller, the standard feeling controller. That said, I'm going to keep looking for a workaround or go buy another cable if I have to. Um, but yeah, long story short, I'm going to be getting back into the Xenoblade series as soon as I can. If you guys happen to know some tricks of the trade or something that will allow me to get through the game menu without the gamepad, let me know. I will definitely look into it and try to get that thing going again, because I do want to go ahead and 100% clear Xenoblade before the end of this year, or at least that's my goal. I want to completely clear Legend of Zelda before the end of this year as well, because there's less, well, I wouldn't say less content. There's less convolution as far as what you're supposed to do in that game. Um, Legend of Zelda, you got 3 main factors. Hey, beat Ganon. Well, at least for my full clear series, beat Ganon, get all of the Korok seeds, pick up all the weapons, essentially. I also want to beat all the shrines, um, that kind of thing. So just to make sure that I've covered all my bases, and that'll give me access to all the items in the game. But yeah, I have 4 goals in Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and all of those goals are relatively straightforward. Even though some of them, like the Korok Seed one, is going to take a while, I don't think it'll take me significantly longer than the end of this year or into next year. Maybe about 6 or so months of the next year at the very most. I want to get into a Disgaea full clear. I want to get into the Fast RMX full clear, because those are really fun games, and I think that I could probably do a full clear of those in a generally short amount of time if I ignore the DLC and things like that they include in the packs. Well, in the game, in Disgaea specifically. Let me see. Anything else with respect to updates here for my channel? Yeah, that's about it. Oh, I wanted to do some Splatoon 2 single player, so that's going to probably happen sooner rather than later. All sorts of stuff that I wanted to do. So got a lot of different little things. I've been playing around with my editing software, figuring out a couple of little tricks of the trade to kind of make myself as near to the YouTube other YouTube creators as possible without infringing upon my values and all of that jazz. I'll do what I can to make my videos look more professional as the days go by. And let me see. I think that's probably about it. School is hectic, so I may not be able to put out as consistent a gamut of content that I have been, which is the reason why I've been dabbling around with my my editor program, because I figure if I can make the videos more interesting, then I won't have to release as many videos as often in order to increase your enjoyment of my videos, etc. I wanted to go ahead and get better at my editing software. So at the moment, that's the stuff that's going on in the life of the Christian gamer at this point. I'm going to go ahead and explore this town and see what I can find. Let's see here. Got about a little under 15 minutes, like 13 minutes until the Splatfest starts. This is the it's Krusty Sean with his food stand. Let's see, battle cash increased. Okay, battle cash doubled. Oh, okay. So basically, when you get tickets, you'll be able to purchase food that will give you buffs on your experience and your income. So that's a nice feature. I like that. And there's the amiibo station as always. Huh. Interesting picture. Not sure what it means. Can I pick up that skateboard? I would love to pick up the skateboard and just kind of ramp off of there for the heck of it. Oh well. Got some road cones, like they're good. Like that almost looks like they're building onto this area, and eventually, like maybe when the game comes out or in a later patch, they'll have a new structure here. And I'm really curious to see what that structure is. Maybe it's that new game mode, or a game mode that there's hinted at because there's 4 slots in 3 game modes. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay. We got cloth shop. Huh. Of course, we're going to get all the usual messages. Hey, you have to be this level to play, or oh, sorry, you have to be this level to buy, and that kind of thing. So we got the clothing shop, well, the shirt shop, and then here's the shoe shop. What is that? Welcome to Shella Fresh. Wow. Okay. All right, Bisque. Yep, so we got the shoe store. Let's see here. It's like a hat store. Aw, she's cute and weird. Yeah, more weird than cute, most definitely. But still cute. Huh. A little prompting said I regret everything. That's terrible. Okay. Looks like an arcade, maybe? What is this? Exchange program? I don't know what that is. And there's a little arcade out front, so I'm guessing that's not the arcade inside. It's got to be like a clothing. Oh, no, there is an arcade in there. Maybe it's just alternative games that you can unlock later. I promise nothing and deliver less. Wow, guy. And there's the new Squid sisters, even though they're not really sisters or not even necessarily both squids. One is a squid, one is an Octarian. So yeah, that's the thing. I really want some backstory on the Octarian because I don't think there were that many Octarians that we were exposed to beyond I need to shoot you in the face, you know. So yeah, I would like some backstory. Okay, so with 8 minutes to go, I'm gonna go ahead and go AFK for just a moment. I will be right back. Alrighty then. 5 minutes left till the first Splatfest of Splatoon 2, even before the game comes out. I suppose it should be mentioned here that I've only technically won one Splatfest. All my other Splatfests were losses. So we'll see if this first Splatfest of Splatoon 2 is any different. I'm hoping it will be. But yeah, now we wait. Three minutes. All right. Okay. Okay. So we have our stages, and my daughter, who did not follow directions. All right, here we go. There were some slight interface changes. Oh my goodness, we're all Splat Doolies. Every single person is Splat Doolies. Oh, that's to be expected, to be honest. Ooh wee. How did I get out of that one? Splat doolies everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay. Oh my. Oh, I can't get up there. Okay, I'll just think what I can. This guy. Oh, it got me. It's not good that I can't figure out how to navigate around here. Ouch. They have more territory, I think. Good job. Darn. That was really bad. I think we lost. Oh man. You got me. Yeah, these things are fun. Oh yeah, we're getting whooped. Oh man, getting whooped. Lost again. As much as I like the Splat Dualies, I might have to go with something else. Apparently my internet can't keep up right now, which is fine. Okay, that's water. Man, oh man, I am very rusty at this game. Would have brushed up, but yeah, the Wii U problems made it an issue. Oh, found somebody. I understand how you can feel some kind of way about me right now. Oh my. Murdered. Huh. Somebody named Game Theory. I wonder if that's the actual Game Theory. That would be pretty awesome. I think if I end up losing this battle, I am going to change my weapon. Okay, I'm slightly more familiar with this place, so hopefully I'll be able to do well. It's slowly but surely coming back to me. What were you thinking? Oh my. It's a blood zone. Bloodbath. Darn it, Rex. Yeah, oftentimes filling in this little stuff is what wins you the game, so I always make sure to fill it in. Yeah, I'm coming into my own with the Splat dualies, but nice. I'll take it. I might rename myself to JeffTCG because I'm trying to make that more of a brand name. Communication error. Let's go. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and equip something different. Let's check the info on this guy. Wait a minute. There we go. Inkjet? Interesting. Okie dokie. By the way, I'm going to go until around 6 o'clock, maybe 7. Yeah, essentially I'm not doing the entire Splatfest because I have a friend who is having a party today, and it starts later on this evening, and I do not want to miss it. So, that's the thing. Not to mention the fact that I do have homework to attend to this weekend, and I would like to have time to do it, so get out there, have some fun, get back, do some, do some homework. Ouch. Okay, filling in. Ouch. Okay, not filling in. Now filling in. Ah. This guy Dabo really likes me, apparently. Woo! Got murdered. Again. Am I playing really bad, or is my team playing really bad? I don't know. I mean, I know I'm playing, not great, but goodness. Oh, yeah, it's apparently my team. wonder if this is going to be a theme. I don't know. Something about me likes the Splat Doolies more than this one. So I might change my my dealio again. Okie dokie. Oh my. Alright, Mr. Skull Games, good job. I'm going to go ahead and fill in. Drat. So car guy getting it in. And we are being pushed back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're getting pushed back. Hoping we can hang on, but huh. I don't know why they're not pushing anymore. Alright, we got it. Okay. We have a good sniper. Yeah, a really good sniper. Goodness. Woo! That one was hectic. I don't know if we won or not. Nice. Pretty close. Alright, good job, guys. Nice one. Alright. Yep. So getting a feel for the game again. Did you notice those stutters? I noticed a couple of stutters on the panes of glass. I was wondering how long they were going to let me do that. Yeah, they ain't having that no more. have too many rollers on their team to be effective. Yeah, Cake Defender. I'm the defender of cake. Uh-oh. Versus two defenders. Can I defend cake? Or will Icecream win the day? Uh-oh. Starting to narrate. Must admit I may be getting a little bored. Or am I getting more excited at the prospect of defeating two defenders? Oh my. I am sure that was a defender. Completely off guard. That's how I was caught just now. Yeah, they are definitely out for blood. Oh, it's a good sniper spot. Ah! I knew they were going to get me eventually. It's too, yeah, they're too good. Good grief. Yeah, they wrecked us. No bueno. Oh man, that was really bad. I must have been the only one inking. so many rollers come down here. Oh, he tomahawked me. She tomahawked me. Good job, single mom. You wrecked me. Okay. Yikes. uh, 4 splat rollers. That's embarrassing. Hmm. Hope these guys are good with rollers. Because generally speaking, minus that last game, I jacked them up pretty hard. Yeah. Generally speaking, I beat them up pretty hard. But like I said, that's only generally speaking. Just fill in these spots. Well, shoot, am I even a good splatter shot? Ouch. Yeah, it looks like we're going to lose this. All right, Jake from State Farm. Boy, that one was close. I don't know if we won, though. Hey, got it. Well, all right then. Yeah, that was very close. Black Rose and Hamburger, huh? Not to mention Mania. Some very interesting names. Yeah, it surprises me how much smoother these graphics are. Like, I'm definitely not wanting for graphical fidelity here. Darn. Well, now I know what happens when I go over water. Yeah, it's all maintenance at this point. If I can get something with the splat dualies and that rocket launcher, I think I would be set. Oh, there goes that communication error again. Ready. The spots. Part of this is really awesome, but part of it sucks that you go back to your origin. Oh my mercy! Alright, Julian. I think you and me have beef. Gonna have to squash that real quick. Caught me totally off guard there. It's very uncharacteristic. Usually I'm relatively prepared. Biscuits. Blast. Oh, Julian, you're good. Really good. Better than me. Which makes this game that much harder. Yeah, we got wrecked. Well, no, not that bad. It's like 50 to, yeah. Bright side is I'm decent at the game. The downside is apparently most of the cake people are not. There goes that communication again. I'm hoping this isn't a theme, like with the actual game having this issue as well. That would be very sad. Dolphin Dude? That's your name? Why not? Kern Yoprin? Yeah, I don't get your name, guy. That was dumb of me. I should have split off from him instead of staying together. Like so. That way we get the entire territory super fast. Okay, and I will consider that my last game for this particular Splatfest event. Thank you guys very much for watching. I am Jeff the Christian Gamer. If you'd like to like and or subscribe, you may do so by clicking on the links provided. Also, if you'd like to check out other videos that I've done, you may do so by clicking on the links that will eventually be on this video. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. Hope you like my little news thingy at the beginning. I'm going to try to do that more often. Oh, I think I just went to another game. Okay, so scratch that. We're going to do this again. This is going to be the last game, and I'm actually going to pay attention to the buttons that I'm hitting, and hopefully not have to worry too much about things here. This is the real one, guys. This is the real last one. Ouch. Okay, Ink West, you are an extremely good sniper, and that makes me sad inside. Ran out of ink, that's embarrassing. I haven't done that in a little while. Oh, I used it in the wrong spot. Oh! Was not expecting that splashdown. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Yeah, we probably lost. No, we definitely lost. Okay, that is the note that we're going to end on. Thank you guys very much for watching. I am Jeff the Christian Gamer. If you would like to like and or subscribe, you may do so by clicking on the link provided. Also, if you'd like to check out other videos that I've done, you may do that by clicking on the links that will eventually be in this video. So, yeah, you've already heard all that. So, said it again. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys next time.